make them proud. You can leave the world and feel like you've achieved the things you hope to do. But honestly, I don't feel ordinary, cause I haven't been at home in a while. Tell them that it's only temporary. I'm trying my best to smile, but that's never enough. Cause when you lose the one you love, you might find it hard to cry until it's only you, and everybody else has left the room. You might feel what it's like to not know how to feel.
So there you go, the draw is complete, all teams, players and the matches are done. So I wish you all good luck for Sunday. We can't wait to get the tournament underway, and let's hope some of you will get the results you want. Thank you for joining us, and see you Sunday.
Who are you fancying in the tournament so far? There's a lot of big names in there.
There are some big names in there, but I've had my ear to the ground, and the name that keeps coming up is Guy.
Still Insigne, Liverpool to threat, Leeds, and Mobile as well. And he will be playing Guy Nakte. It's the second big tie of the round. Guy Nakte, hot favourite going in.
Hello and welcome to the FIFA 20 Pro Clubs tournament draw. First of all, we'd like to say a massive congratulations to Luke Medini, who won the tournament overall and took home £50, and also a thank you to everyone who got involved. It was greatly appreciated as we could raise £50 towards the food bank. So obviously today being a Pro Clubs tournament, we've got 16 teams entering with near enough 100 participants, so it's going to be a huge jackpot with 75% of the overall money going towards the winners, so it's a lot of stuff to play for. So before we get into the draw, which is obviously what you are desperate to see at the moment, I was able to catch up with Silver Fox, who is a very good manager and pundit. Obviously in today's society, I'm guessing a lot of you have heard of him. Just to see what he thought about the tournament and the draw, and kind of what his predictions were really. So let's see what he had to say. Mr. Fox, do you mind if we just get a quick word on this weekend's FIFA tournament?
That's fine, yeah.
So obviously coming from a major pundit and manager like you, we want to see what's your opinion on the tournament. Obviously you saw last weekend with Luke Medini winning. What do you think of it all?
I think last week, exceptionally well-run tournament. I thought some quality players on show. I thought the actual winner, that lad's a bit of a dark horse. Know where he came from, never heard of him, but I'll tell you, he's one for the future. Yeah, definitely.
So obviously this week we've moved towards pro clubs and we've gone away from the main FIFA tournament. Is there any individuals which you think, they have them in their team, they could go the way?
Well, yeah, I think Guy Naktai, good lad, good quality player. I think Max Bloomer getting to the final with Valencia. If he had a better team, who knows what the result would have been in the final. But there's a lot of quality out there. I think this is the tournament to be in, and I think there's going to be some good football played, yeah.
And finally, just before you go, obviously there's a big cash prize this weekend. Nearly £300 could be up for grabs. Stupid not to be in the competition?
Oh, absolutely. Need to get on board. Tom and Harry run a great tournament. I think you need to get involved. I think there's some great prize money on show. I think get involved, some quality players. If you feel you've got what it takes, get on this tournament.
Cheers, Mr. Fox. It's lovely to have an interview.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
So obviously that was very insightful hearing from Mr. Fox there of what he thought was going to happen this Sunday, and obviously what he thought was the tournament as a whole. But we also were able to catch up with another pundit who you've seen before on this channel. It's Mr. Morph. So let's see what Harry had to say and what Ole thought of it all.
So, Mr. Morph, we just arrived at the 2 Back to 4 studio. For you, what makes a great Pro Clubs team? Obviously, it's going to be very important you've got a good, solid chemistry between your teammates going into this tournament.
Well, yeah, that's one of the main things, Harry. I'm really pleased to be back here in the studio. It's buzzing. I can feel the electricity in the air. In terms of a great team, my experience down the years playing FIFA as a bit of a player myself in my day, you've got to be on the same wavelength as your mates, and it's not about a team of individuals. You might have a really good player, but if that good player isn't willing to pass to his mates, and they don't want to pass to him, then you're not going to have a good team. It's about teamwork, it's about friends, it's about chemistry and not being greedy.
Lots of potential big draws in there this afternoon. Obviously, 2 Starport teams in there. If they're to match up and get a derby in the first round, what does a derby do to a player? Does it change their mindset? Does it add the extra nerves?
Well, I think it does. If those people know each other and they're used to playing each other, there's a bit of bants, a bit of needle. I think that can create a bit of edge, which is always good going into these sort of games.
Obviously, the 2 favourites going into the tournament, you've got Bangers and Gash and you've got Aerial Threat, a team full of mates and a team full of pros. Who's going to take the tournament, the lead and the favourite spot going in?
Well, that's a tricky one. That's a very tricky one because I know some of the players who got to the stages are in one of the teams, and the other team I'm not sure about.
The other team didn't have a great tournament. Joe Wilkes taking them the furthest out of the Bangers and Gash team. But they are very well known to be playing well as a collective, and they've had a great pre-season to the tournament, lots of wins in friendly matches. But you can't write off Radu, Guy and Max Bloomer when they're in a team together, surely.
Well, no, I think... Radu was very disappointing last weekend.
He was very... And Nakte?
Well, Nakte, I think he got caught out a little bit by Medini because he's come from nowhere. So he'll have a point to prove, Guy. Very tricky, but any team with Guy in's got a chance.
And obviously, your fellow pundit, Jack Cottrell, he's been talking today about what he thinks makes a great team. Who do you need? What kind of characters do you need in the party before the game? Not the dressing room, the party.
You need some big characters, some larger than life characters. But what you don't want is one that sort of takes over and dominates. You need everybody to be sort of equal. In a team, there's always going to be people who are a little bit quieter than the others, but you've got to all come together at the same time. You don't need big heads or showboating Charlies. You need good friends.
Any individuals you're looking to step up this week and take the tournament with a grip?
I was very impressed with Bloomer last weekend. I thought he had a great tournament. Not much expectation of him, but to get to the final was good.
Dan Mills at centre half, is that a weird decision, but could it pay off?
Well, it could pay off. Dan's solid. We know that. It depends what sort of Dan turns up. So no, any team with Dan at the back's got a chance.
Last question. We know that the Silver Fox, Neil Atkinson, the other pundit, he's had an interview this week and he said that Two Banks of Four tournament, the best run in Worcester. What would you say to those players considering getting involved next time?
Get involved. I mean, the Two Banks of Four boys are really on fire at the moment. Last weekend's was a great tournament. This one's shaping up the same way. You've got to get with the boys. Two Banks of Four all the way.
Thanks, Mr. Morph. Appreciate it.
So, some very bold predictions there from Mr. Morph towards the tournament this Sunday. And it was lovely to hear from him again, obviously. So now it's the moment you have all been waiting for. It is time for the FIFA 20 Pro Clubs tournament draw. So sit back, try and relax. And Harry, when you're ready, you can commence the draw. But before we get into the draw, it's time for the English national anthem, God Save the Queen, by Jessica Atkinson.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us, God save the Queen.
Well, here we go. It is time for the Two Banks of Four Pro Clubs tournament draw. Harry is ready in position to start the draw. So here we go. It's game number 1. Let's see who will come out first. So first in the tournament, it's DCO FC, led by Ollie Smith. Obviously, we saw how good he did individually in the last tournament, but can he do it with his players around him? That is the question. So DCO FC will face in game number 1. It's JADT FC. Obviously, we don't know a lot about them, so I think that could be a good thing for them coming into the tournament, but all we know is it's led by skipper Daniel Fair. So that is game day number 1. So moving to match number 2 then. The home team will be Aerial Threat. Now they obviously do pose a threat to their opponents with Guy, Radu, Max Bloomer and Austin in their team. Obviously we saw how good Guy, Radu and Max can be, obviously getting later on in the rounds. And let's see who their opponent is. It's Ikadira Scream. Now that is a big draw in this competition, obviously led by Luke Medini, the guy who eliminated Guy, Radu and Bloomer, and obviously taking home the money and winning the tournament. So that is a very big matchup, so I think we can all be excited and get ready for that one. Game number 3, it's B&G, Bangers and Gash, obviously led by Callum Lane, with other players like Fran and Louis in it. So let's see who they will be taking on. And it's Granny Patrol. Now this team is a few years younger than a lot of the others, but it is led by Richie Radu, who is the skipper. So that is game number 3, Bangers and Gash versus Granny Patrol. And game number 4, it's Kemsey Colts. They are the Chris's lads from year 12. So let's see if they'll have the chemistry in this tournament to go all the way. And their opponent is... it's Walney Island FC. Now this team isn't from around the Midlands. They are from up north in Barrow-on-Furness, and it's led by Keelan. So that's game number 4, Kempsey Colts versus Walney Island FC. And game number 5. It's Bumble Squad, led by skipper Brad. They are the Starport team in the tournament. And let's see who they will be facing. It's 2 girls, 1 slut. They are the King's lads. The question is, can they wear the crown on Sunday? And obviously Bumble Squad avoiding their derby against the second Starport team. And for game number 6, first out, it's Ivory Toast. It is the Tudor lads. Obviously, they've gone for an original name, to say the least, but will their originality be enough to get them through the tournament? That is the question. And their opponent for game number 6, it's PBMFC, led by skipper Josh Langfield. So that's game number 6, Ivory Toast versus PBMFC. Moving to game number 7 then, first out, it is Rapids FC. Obviously with Ed Lloyd in the team, hasn't got the best track record in FIFA or these competitions, but with players like James Bishop around him, can they do better? And their opponent, it's Lower Team and Martley Reserves, led by Liam Arnold. Obviously we know they've got chemistry outside FIFA on the pitch, but will they have it on FIFA? So, game number 8, the last of the tournament. First off, it's Shush FC, led by Jack Banbury, and it is the second Starport team of the tournament, and they will be facing the 6 offenders, which are the ex-Chris's boys, so they'll be taking on. So there you go, that is the full draw completed, all 8 matches. Obviously, I think we'll all be looking forward to game number 2, which was Aerial Threat versus I Kadira Scream, but we thank you for joining us.
So there you have it, the draw is complete, and let's say there are quite a few good, interesting matches in there, which I'm sure will raise a few surprises. So we'd like to thank you all for joining us today, and obviously we're really looking forward to the weekend to start the tournament. So from me, Harry, and everyone at the Two Banks of Four, we wish you good luck, and we can't wait to get the tournament started this weekend. Say you feel relief, stay away from your own family. But years from now, if you could make them vow, you can leave the world and feel like you've achieved the things you hope to do. But honestly, I don't feel ordinary, cause I haven't been at home in a while. Tell them that it's only temporary, I'm trying my best to smile. But that's never enough, 'cause when you lose the one you love, you might find it hard to cry until it's only you, and everybody else has left the room. You might feel what it's like to not know how to feel. You see, my old lady's old man just now left, and there's nothing I can say except this long-awaited rest is a good thing, and all good things must come to an end. It's right in front of me, so there's no reason to pretend, except I'm afraid to die. If this were a movie, you'd be taking our kids to school, and I will be Channing Tatum or somebody sexy, somebody cool. But years from now, if you could make them proud, you could leave the world and feel like you've achieved the things you hope to do. Cause honestly, I don't feel ordinary, cause I haven't left my house in a while. Tell them that it's only temporary, I'm trying my best to smile. But that's never enough, cause when you lose the one you love,